Okay, here it goes. Yeah, sound quality and video quality. I'm croaking. Might be a little bit different because this is my Pavilion laptop and I'm running pure Slack on it. What I did is when I installed Slack, I installed everything, the whole thing, the whole DVD. So I've got KDE4 and everything possible on Slackware. I got it on. And so what I want to show is, let's have a look. I mean, you know, with Firefox you had this Mozilla, difficult to say this name nowadays, folder with all here like this, and it had your Firefox thing, your profile and bookmarks and whatever you have, right? So now if you do use Basilisk, I think, Basilisk, yeah. So if you use this, where is that? There, I can't find it. It's so terrible. So you see, WaterFox is the same thing like for Firefox, right? You just open it up. Here's your WaterFox thing, your profile, and this. So now we have to have a look. Where is your? I have to search for it. Here, Moonchild Productions. Do you see that? Moonchild Productions. Let's have a look. Basilisk. And Duran, you do have your profile here too. So if you move your your Basilisk browser somewhere else and you want to take all your bookmarks and everything like what I have here, all this stuff, you want to move that with you, then all you got to do is go in your home folder. With Suna I press Ctrl H and I see the invisible files and folders, and there's a thing called Moonchild Productions. And that's where you find your Basilisk profile and stuff like that, right? So that makes it easier to move it around, because some of us are distro hoppers and some of us use more than one distro on a computer, right? And I recommend this. Have two independent distros running on one computer, just in case one gives you trouble, the other one will still run fine. You can actually troubleshoot it from the other, and you can change root into all these things. I don't want to do the change root video here on my little Pavilion because you can see it doesn't have much power. Let's see what HTOP says. It's all running on full power almost, yeah, but video resolution is not the biggest. You see I'm running on 94% on my CPU, so I'll rather click that off. And I had a video on Salix OS and I wanted to install Chromium, and I knew I installed it. Like, have a look here, Chromium version 53, and I got that from Slackware. So I have no idea in the moment. I have to investigation why it didn't install on Salix. So because that's Slackware and Salix says it's Slackware compatible, so it should have had this too. To their defense, I used OBS tools and I couldn't find it on their normal gslap installer, which should have shown this, right? But it didn't. So I might have to check the config files that I have the repro from Slackware on. That is the only issue I could think of. And this is it, right? So I have to figure out why is it not doing it. So it's not a big deal. We figure that out and it's not no trouble at all. And I think, let me have a look. I might see in the history of my terminal how I installed Chromium. Root. Okay, so now I can check. Update. Now it is like blacklist. So I put something on blacklist. SBO. This is my 100,000th attempt. See, I've installed Broadcom just in case for my wireless I had trouble, and you see that's how I just figure things out, and I'm going around and search. So and I want to see here I've installed Wicket, install YouTube GUI, I want to find Catfish, it's all there. So now the Cloud Station, I did that. See, I just installed it here and it works fine. That's why I knew it will work fine, even though it didn't show up nicely on what's it called, VirtualBox. But VirtualBox is really not nothing to measure. I'm trying to, here, Chromium, here's it, look at this. There's Chromium. Sudo Zobo inside. So it worked just fine on my Slackware, and it should have worked the same way nicely on Salix. So unlike Calculate Linux, which doesn't interfere with the Gen 2 repro, it just prefers the binaries. They have priority, which is good, that's what I want. Salix seems to do something different. It could just be the config file. I will have to have a look in that, and then I will just post it to see if my SBOTools install is somewhat different to the Salix install, right? So there must be a difference. Then, as you can see, that build worked, and on Salix it didn't. So I have to figure that out. There's always a workaround. Like Sergi told me, and gave me the link, you know, I made it in some videos so clear how important it is to get that website right. No, that's not the right. It kind of is. Yeah, that's the one. Packages.org, pkgs.org. And you could go here and search for Chromium and push the button, and then it shows up, and you can install it most likely from here without any trouble. See, now Alien Bob has it on 63. I must say there are really lots of good people doing really important stuff here, so I'm very happy, like what Alien Bob does and all the others here. So really good. But you see here is Slack only. That should work too. So for some reason I have no idea yet why I didn't find it in why I've not found it or got it installed on Salix. So there's always a little challenge. I mean, we had a workaround. We just took Google Chrome, and this might be another workaround. So I can do that. Install this just to check on Salix. But I like to have the SBOTools working because I installed something more, and I had tons of couldn't build, and this is weird. I never had so much couldn't build with SBOTools. So I believe more that somehow I don't think it grabs the right repros, and that I have to investigate. But I have to go to work. I've got to get the money in to pay the bills, and then tonight I will have a closer look in the config files, right? Just to have a look, and I'll make a video about it too, about my findings, and yeah, I will less expose Das Gregor and less expose Irish. Everybody knows now. I mean, everybody knows, right? And what Das Gregor said, what did he say? He made a statement in his last video. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, but he mentioned that I told him about Basilisk. This is a community. I mean, these YouTube channels, as we do it, it's a giving and taking. You know, I took so much from Das Gregor, and every time when you watch his videos, just watch it. There's always something he does where what he does just blind, not even worth mentioning for him, but which are eye openers for me. So I'm always grateful to see it. His last video had a terrible sound quality, but I blame it on Linux from scratch. It's as he said, it's good for learning, I guess, but if you want to a functional working operating system, if you want to have a rolling release, I would definitely go for Calculate Linux, which is Gen 2. If you have two computers, then you can go for pure Gen 2. That's my opinion, right? So, but rule 1, 2, though, I must be right with what I'm saying. The thing is, if you install just Gen 2, the chances are very high that your computer will be compiling for a few hours every now and then. And that would mean you got nothing to work with, right? So you want to work with something. So if you dual boot, that doesn't help you either, because you can't interrupt the compiling process, otherwise it's not compiling. So you need to have a second computer to go to, even just like what I have here, this Pavilion laptop that is in my, what I call office. It's a little chamber as small as my computer desk. I'm working in the dark. However, guys, I like doing it, and I hope that my videos help. And something like this now, this is not really showing you much, but it shows you a little bit how to do troubleshooting. First of all, it shows that in the channel, like people like Sergi, they're really out for helping, right? He helped Altco CX2 with his USB problem. He directed him to a different video, and I will have to. The thing is, for me, if I don't have the same broken USB stick, I don't know how to reproduce this, and then I can't tinker around and fix it, right? So yeah, this one here I can do because I've got my Pavillion, which has SBOTOOLS installed, and it installed everything just fine. And I will run a few tests on it, but before I do that, I will see what is different on the config file, and because that will be the key. I do believe that there are different repros in it. Maybe some are not activated, like Alien Bob's might not be activated, because that should just work. But having said this, he had 63 and Slackware is on 53. So for some reason, I think Slackware repro is not on. And yeah, it didn't pull out Alien Bob either. Yeah, so I would think I have to go in a config file and check the repros, and then it will just be working fine. I don't know why it just worked fine on Slackware. Everything seems to be activated by default, which is great. That's how it's supposed to be. And in Salix it is not. Why? I have no idea. I will have a look. And then I just show you guys how to fix it, and then you have a Slacker life, because Slackware is really impressive. I mean, if you see what I got here, I mean, this is a I took a 4 GB stick out and put it in my Synology disk station. I want to have 8 GB here again because it's shared graphic card. You see, I've got only 3.3 now, and I've got Basilisk open. But as you can see, Slackware is very gentle on the resources. I had that with Ubuntu in no time. I mean, if it's prefetch, I can't really say. It's filling up the RAM just that fast, and then you have a slowed down, terrible Windows-like computer, which doesn't do what you want. I haven't had that with Calculate Linux. That's, as I said, and for some reason on this Pavilion laptop, Ubuntu had trouble. I tried Linux Mint because it was supposed to be for my wife, so I thought go easy. And there are lots of things which just didn't work. It didn't hibernate, it didn't suspend, it didn't come back anymore. When it came back, the mouse wasn't working anymore. Lots of things. So that's why I tried even Fedora and Corora, and I had MX16 running on it, but that wasn't supporting it either properly because it was still Jessie at this time. Having said this, it's maybe worthwhile mentioning that Debian stable is the Slackware testing to give you an idea about stability, right? And yeah, this is rule 1 too. So if somebody knows it, it must be me, right? Because I have rule 1 and 2. There's rule 3. It's about Sergi. So he's the exception to underline my rules, right? So, oh look, I have noises here. Okay guys, I think I have to go to work. I will upload this video and I hope you enjoy it. This is my findings so far. Now you saw my beautiful little Slackware laptop here. Look at this. And I mean, this is like Gen 2. It's, you have to put a sudo password in. In Salix it's always, not sudo, your root password. In Salix is always your sudo password. Look at this, that's what I got. I have something here, what I don't know anymore what it is. Here was supposed to go Salix on, and I think it will. Makes testing maybe easier. That is my Calculate Linux, and this one is my home. So that is MX16. So I will run over it with the installation USB and see if I can actually really run over it without destroying it, because running with the Dolphin said so, or mentioned it, and I will test if it works. So I think this one here is just Slackware, what I got. You see, that's a Slackware, but I can't label it now because I am using it. So that's the thing, you know, if you have a second, like here I've got Calculate Linux, I can just boot Calculate Linux and I can resize different partitions and so on and so on. And you see, that's how I trick to get more partitions out of an MS-DOS partition table. I think I will go away from MS-DOS partition tables and I will always do the GPT now. It is just easier and nicer to work with and more sophisticated. I mean, MS-DOS says it all, right? So no, it's a no-go. No. Alright guys, my 5 minutes are almost over. This is the fastest video I ever did, I think. I hope you like it, and I will upload this hopefully before I go to work. But let's see what my internet speed does, guys. Yeah, we will see why SBOTOOLS works just fine on Slackware and give me some headaches in Salix. That means I just think it's the repros, guys. Any ideas, let me know. If you had any experience which sorts this out, let me know too. It might just save me some time and work, and I will make a video and give all the statements and the solutions as much as I can. Okay guys, take care and have a good day. I'll see you tonight.